All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone is having an amazing evening, day, wherever you at in the world. We got another very, very special Instagram live coming to you live and direct right now. With one of my good brothers. He gonna be jumping on in just 1 second. So see some people jumping on. All right. So, do me a favor when you get on, please. Number one, drop your name, your business name down, and where you are tuning in from. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Ryan McCrary, also known as the Funnel Doctor. I'm running a digital marketing agency. We specialize in funnels, Facebook, Instagram ads, email marketing, and so forth. So if you want to learn more about that, you can click the link in my bio. You can schedule a call. We work with some of the top brands in the world, specifically Black-owned brands, multiple six-figure brands, multiple seven-figure brands, and we really help people monetize in the online space. So if you are an entrepreneur and you are struggling with generating sales online, holla at the Funnel Doctor. All right, so I see my man Jeff ready. I know he's ready. He been ready. I talked to him earlier. He's like, "You want to do the live right now? Like, we can do it right now. Like, we ain't gotta wait till 7." So I know he's ready. Jeff, I'm bringing you up in 1 second. But I need everyone to share this out. Tag some people that need to be here. So we as entrepreneurs, listen, we know how to make money. We know how to grow our businesses. We know how to get revenue. But once you get money, what do you do with it? You know what I'm saying? Are you putting into investment vehicles? Are you buying life insurance with it? Are you investing in property? Are you investing in the stock market? So Jeff going to come on and tell us, as entrepreneurs, if we got all this cash, what should we do with it? How do we become our own bank? How do we put it into financial instruments that will literally give us the ability to build wealth, not just have businesses where we're just making money? We want to build wealth. All right, Jeff, let me get you up 1 second. I always have trouble doing this. Jeff, you should be. There we go.
All right, all right, all right.
The man of the hour. What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing?
And I'm good. Busy. It's a lot going on.
Yes.
But, you know, busy. Just happy to have this conversation. How about you?
Busy is good.
Mm-hmm.
Busy is always good. That you always don't ever complain when you're busy.
Right.
Only complain when you're not busy.
Right.
When you're not busy, that's when you know you have a problem. But
Definitely.
busy is good.
Yeah, definitely. I ain't
you need to tag that to 3 people and let them know that busy is good.
Yeah, busy is good, you know, definitely. And I remember I used to always say that to my uncle, like, he'd be like, "How you doing?" Like, and he just died like last year, so rest in peace. But he'd be like, "Yo, what you doing? How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm busy." He's like, "Are you busy or are you in business?" You know what I'm saying? Like, because you could be busy, but like, are you in business? Are you making money? Like, are you moving the needle? Don't just be doing a whole bunch of busy work. So that always stuck with me.
That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so do me a favor, y'all. When you get on, drop your name, your business name, and where you are tuning in from. We got a very, very special live coming to you tonight. I ain't even have a title because, like, there's so much that we want to talk about. Jeff is the guru when it comes to building wealth, cash value life insurance, becoming your own bank, and just really how to be financially savvy and not just make money, but how do we actually build wealth. So before we get started, I always ask Jeff, if people are not familiar with you, if they haven't seen you dancing on the gram, if they haven't been started getting retargeted with ads, tell these people who you are.
My name is Jeff, aka Jeff, the Wealth Builder of Jeff Moore. You know, I run a boutique financial services firm in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, called Moore Financial Solutions. And we specialize in helping first-generation wealth builders get control of their money, build tax-exempt income, and leave a legacy of money to the next generation. And I'm so excited because I've been working on, been working on a blueprint on, you know, we call it the more money method on when you make your money, where you put your money so you can keep your money, protect your money, and grow your money so you can spend your money. So that's what we've been working on for these past 25 years. And I absolutely, without a doubt, love what I do. So I'm a lover of what I do. I'm a financial advisor and a disruptor, and I love my people. I love getting them the right information that they can use, because there's a lot of information out here that is, you know, a little suspect, a little shady. So
Yeah.
we're gonna start calling some of those things out because it's more important that we get the right information. So I want like the people that is watching this to make sure you share this and share it in and get people in the conversation here to answer any questions that you may have, and more importantly, you know, just to set an environment of expectation, because we have all have greatness inside of us. So it's more importantly that we utilize the tools and our skill sets to bring that greatness out, because the world needs your talents. So I just wanted to start off with that, because I think it's so important that we start to tap into our inner genius. What's up, Nazir the Creator? Yo, this guy Nazir the Creator, he's a dope filmmaker, man. Thanks for getting on the live here with myself here and the Funnel Doctor, and we just talking money. So that's very important for me, and this is really impactful for me because I think about the story of how I got into this business, and it was a situation where when I first got into this business, my mother had a policy. She had this policy that she had for years. I mean, you know, I'm the youngest of 8 kids, and my mom had this policy, you know, went for all 8 kids. And it was one of those kind of things that when I took a look at the policy and really wanted to see what the nuts and the bolts was on the policy, and when I read it and realized that it was not what she thought it was. And it kind of set her, it kind of like, you know, it kind of like, you know, left a taste in my mouth, because all these years she did everything that she thought she was doing right. She was doing everything right, from what she was told, to provide a comfort and a cushion for the family. And it was not what it's supposed to be. And I can still remember the look on her face when she finally realized that what she bought was junk, after putting money in for, you know, over 30 years. You know, I never want anyone to have that kind of facial expression and look and feel the way my mother felt after she tirelessly, you know, put money into this plan because she thought she was doing the right thing. And it hits different when you are a kid and you grow up and you see your mom hazing your dad, right? Because she's supposed to have this payment, you know, and dad is like, you know, juggling and, you know, to make mom happy. So mom have this money, and a man used to come by and make the recording in the book every month. And just to see that whole process, and then just to remember the look on her face, that all of these years that she sacrificed and she struggled and she made sure that we went without, and made sure that my, you know, like I say, she hazed my dad to make sure all those things was going good. And for it to not be what it was, yo, I don't want nobody doing financial planning, doing investing, to be investing money in something that they think it is what it is, for it not to be what it's supposed to be. So it's a big re-education process that we need to go through, because there's a lot of stuff out here and on these internet streets that people think they're doing the right things that they're really not.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense. Do me a favor, y'all. When y'all jump on, share this out. Tag some people that need to be here. If you know what entrepreneurial people are making money, don't necessarily have to be entrepreneur, but most of the people that I speak to are entrepreneurs. That's what this podcast is for. All my
These entrepreneurs in here.
all my 6 and 7 figure earners, do me a favor, tag someone needs to be here. We're having a money conversation tonight. We got Jeff the Wealth Bird on here. He's been dropping tons and tons of nuggets, and he's an expert, not just somebody that you saw on Instagram. So you go to a conference and people think they know what they talk about. Jeff is actually the expert. He has decades in his business, so we definitely gonna be talking about that. So share this out, put it in someone's story, put it in someone's DM, put it in your story, tag some people. We need some more people on here. Now I'm curious, Jeff, can you get into the nuts and bolts of like what went wrong in that situation? Like if you are able to share, like approximately how much you think that she put into this policy, like why did it not go like how it went? Was it caught up in fees? Was it not in like a right investment? Or like why did this happen? Like what type of policy did she get? Whereas like she put all this money into it, and like at the end she didn't get really much.
She bought a traditional whole life policy that was non-participatory. So she thought,
I don't know what that. You know, I don't know what that means.
okay, so she just bought a straight burial policy. So it had no benefits. But she was told that the plan would accumulate income, cash, that she'll be able to use. But it was not actually what it was that she actually had. So a lot of people have these vehicles, you know, where they think that the money situation is one way, but in actuality is something totally different. And so when she put this money in, it was just for pure death benefit. It was like a burial policy. So it was one of those kind of plans like where they teach you that, oh, you only need like the life insurance to just to bury you and take care of your final expenses. And the policy that she was sold wasn't even enough to do that.
Really?
For my mother and my father and for the 8 kids. So she was paying $50 a month for a plan that had a benefit of $5,000 for both of the parents and $2,500 for each kid. So, but you know, back in those days, you know, when she was putting this, that $50 was a lot of money, man. $50 a month, over 30 years. I mean, you do the math on that.
A lot of money, yeah.
And then you think about the opportunity cost, because that she didn't have that money. If she had that money invested, what that money could have grown to.
Right.
Now, the crazy thing about that is that the policy that she had, the insurance company ended up getting sued and they lost because they were doing some predatory lending in Black communities. So with these policies, not lending, but they were writing these policies up, you know, and doing 52 fake out on people, like telling them it was one thing, and in actuality, it was something totally different. So at the end of the day, a real big company that you guys all know, the initials are ML, that, you know, they actually got sued, and they had to pay a whole grip of money out. But just think about all the money that they made, you know, doing those kind of lendings of these plans. So a lot of things that I do now is a part of the education process, because one of the most viable lessons that my mother always taught me, and this is how I keep her legacy and her spirit alive in me, is that she used to always tell me, son, when you understand what's going on, you will know what to do. And now I'm just trying to use information and education to educate people what's going on. Because once they know what's going on with these financial products and how these financial products work, I'm confident that they will know what to do as it relates to them not only making money, not only keeping money, not only protecting their money, but being able in a position to financially win with their money as well.
Yeah, I love that. I see some more folks joining. Thank you for breaking that down, because I was just curious, you know what I mean, or like what exactly she had and approximately how much you think she put in. And there's probably tons of other families that unfortunately went through the same thing, probably thousands of Black people, or, you know what I mean, people of color. I don't even like using that, but whatever. Tons of Black people that probably went through the same experience, and it's just unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful thing about what you do and social media, the internet, and information is like, now is no excuse to not have the information. Like, I don't care. No one is going to stop you from reading. No one's going to stop you from Googling. No one's going to stop you from actually getting information and finding people that actually know. So I love that. I want to transition a little bit to something that just happened recently.
Come on.
The famous internet marketer that a lot of us know, he had a pretty viral and polarizing post that he put out there. We can mention the dude's name if you want. And it's somebody, I read his book. He has a really good book. I've seen him speak tons of times. And I appreciate what he does and learned a lot from him as an entrepreneur and grew a massive business. But it's something that he said recently about life insurance.
Woo, come on, talk about it.
And what he said, what's your thoughts on it? And, you know, if you want to, for those that don't know, we can, you know, talk to you about what actually.
I think you should set it up, and I think you should set it up and tell the people what he said, and then ask me what my reaction was to that, because I actually sent him a response, a very long response to what he said, So I want you to set it up and and speak it to the people.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so it's somebody named Alex Hermosi, and he is a really big internet marketer. He grew like a really big business, like I think 100 million or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like seriously, like when it comes to building a massive business, like he ain't selling snake oil on that. You know what I'm saying? Like he definitely know how to get to the digital coins. We know that for a fact. But he put a post up saying like life insurance is a scam. He went into like a lot of other stuff about it in depth. But basically, he said life insurance is a scam. And I know it's a lot of people that took offense to that. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that. He can't speak to the needs of Black communities for several reasons. We know it. We know.
But see, one of the things that I pointed out in his post is that, you know, he said life insurance was a scam, right? And probably the way that a lot of people sell life insurance, it probably is a scam in some capacities. The way that, like my mom's policy.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you had an example of really where
so,
that was not life insurance, but like that what she was sold, saying it was life insurance was a scam.
Yes. But there's like different levels to this life insurance, right? So, and a lot of times I like to tell people it's not what it is, but what it does. And when you have the right product with the right strategy, is nothing on the planet Earth as a standalone vehicle that can touch life insurance when you look at the benefits of what life insurance does. Okay, so we in the Black community has been educated that life insurance is just for when you die. It's for you to bury your expenses. You don't have to have GoFundMe. You don't have to be the one in your family that everyone calls when somebody dies and say, we need money, so you get life insurance. That's the way it's been sold and packaged to us, to people who look like you and people who look like me. But in actuality, the way the rich people use it is totally, totally, totally different. And I'm sure that Alex has a policy that his rich friends have, where they are putting large sums of money into policies that they're never going to pay taxes on, that is creditor proof, that no one's going to sue them on, that it's private, that is going to give them a guaranteed interest rate, that's going to help them to leverage money to go buy other assets, that's going to help them to put their kids through college, with college savings program, create $1 million babies, and the list go on and on and on and on. He didn't talk about any of those things and how you can properly structure it and properly have the right strategy to have it do something that no other product can do. You cannot name another product that grows uninterrupted, that never pays taxes on while it's accumulating and while you're taking it out. And if you are an entrepreneur, it should be one of the, especially a Black or brown entrepreneur, it should be one of the things that is definitely in your portfolio, because it is one of the ultimate products that you can use as leverage to build your wealth. It's one of the ultimate products that you can have to provide a safety net for you. It's one of the ultimate products that you can have as an emergency fund for you. So like a lot of people, talking about these PPP loans that went around and how some people got them improper and some people didn't get them properly. And now the IRS is coming to look after this person and that person. And you seen on the internet how people got locked up from PPP scams. Yeah, but done properly and structured properly, a life insurance contract can be that PPP net for entrepreneurs. That's because it's a bank of money that they can use at any time for any reason, especially if they get in the bind and need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Did y'all catch that? Hope y'all caught that. Let me know. I got another follow-up question that I want you to talk about, which is another controversial thing that you talk about. You should know what's coming.
It's controversy tonight, but I'm here for
it. I am Jessica Amber says, what company is the best for us to get our life insurance?
Amber, hey Amber, what company for you to get your life insurance? What I like to recommend is always find a company that's a mutual company. So you have mutual companies and you have stock companies. And the big difference is a mutual company is a policy that the mutual owners, they share ownership with the company. So
like Primerica or something, right? Like Primerica or something, right?
That would be That would be a hell no. That would be a hell to the no, no, no. That would be a hell no. So you want to deal with a mutual company that shares all of the profits with its policy owners. And then you have a stock company, and the stock companies typically will share its money with the stockholders first and then share it with the policy owners second. So it's a two-tier. And then you have individual marketing organizations that you'll have an organizational kind of structure where they'll share the monies with the agents. So, you know, they'll get a payout from, or a payday or a commission form from the insurance companies, and then they share that in a tier with their agents. And then you have some network marketing companies that also, you know, get into the thing with life insurance as well. And then you have some companies that have that model as well. So we're not going to get into it all like that. But we prefer, and we structure, and we advocate for mutual insurance companies, because mutual insurance companies share their profits with its policy owners. And that is huge, because with one thing that we know about life insurance on so many different levels is that the insurance companies are masters at making money. They are the original financial institution. And that's what people, I'm trying to get people to understand, is that they are the granddaddy. They taught the banks how to make money. Most of all of the banking executives came out of insurance companies. So when you look at it, you want to partner with an organization or a company that have made money in good times and in bad. So when the good times go, everybody makes money when times are good. But it takes a really special philosophy and a really special thought pattern and organization pattern to make money when things are bad. And life insurance companies, especially these mutual companies, have demonstrated a track record of making money for over 100 years. So when good times, when the economy was good, they made money. And in bad times, when the economy was bad, like when 2008 and 2020, when COVID hit, these companies made money and shared their profits with their policy owners. When World War I happened, they shared their profits with their policy owners. When World War II happened, they shared that money with their policy owners. So these are the kind of relationships and partnerships we seek to put our clients with, because we want to have a win-win-win situation structure in place.
I love that. She said, have you heard of Trustage? I got offered that through my credit union.
Trusted? She got offered that through our credit union? If you got something offered through your credit union, there's not anything that you're going to be able to use to, I mean, no disrespect, it's not going to be anything that's going to be able to position to help you build any kind of massive, any kind of wealth at all. So I never heard what Trustage is. It could be, you know, I don't, you know, no, I don't know. So I can't comment on it.
He's about to say it could be like, no, I don't know.
I'm not gonna put my foot in my, I'm like, nah, that's not what it is.
All right. I recently learned about a paid up additions policy. Is this a financial product?
Ooh, now you're talking my language. Who said that? Maximo? Now you're talking, Maximo. A paid up addition rider is what we use as a strategy to turbocharge the cash that you can put in your policy, that you can have access to money immediately. It is one of the best things that you can have incorporated in your life insurance contract, which is a paid up addition rider. We use that thing to do so many things, to put your money on a trajectory or on a path where it can make money in a very quick, in an efficient and effective way. So paid up addition is one of the things that you would always want to have, especially if you're using a strategy like become your own banker, especially if you're using a strategy if you want to create $1 million baby, especially if you want to use a strategy with doing college funding planning, retirement funding planning, any type of strategy that you're utilizing with life insurance, a paid up addition rider is one of the things that's going to help you to reach your goals and reach them faster.
Mm-hmm. All right, I love that. All right, so I want you to talk about IULs. You knew it was coming. Live people talk about it.
I want y'all to go tag y'all IUL advocates and people who love IULs right now. Because one of the things I'm going to talk about right now about the IUL, I'm sure that they don't know about it, because a lot of times they only go by the talking pieces from what their insurance companies or what their their person that's there in the association and they group with is telling them. But those are one of the things I'm really passionate about, especially this explanation of life insurance. And I see a lot of people utilizing the strategy of become your own banker with IUL. And one of the things that
all right, first off, can you break, because I'm still, to be honest, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Can you break that for people that don't know, number one, know what an IUL is?
I'm gonna go to it. Okay.
Why, in your opinion, you don't think it should be used?
Okay, so an IUL is an index universal life insurance policy, or I like to call it a contract, because it's a contract between you and the insurance company. And one of the things why I'm not a big advocate of it is because insurance is supposed to replace economic risk first and foremost. So that's what the fundamental guideline foundation of life insurance is supposed to do, is to replace economic risk. And economic risk translation is to replace your income at death. So that's the baseline. We understand the baseline. Now, index universal life it does two things. Part of the policy is a term insurance policy that increases in cost every year. So you got a index universal life that's twofold. It's annual renewable term, and then the other part is the insurance general account. So that's the account that the insurance companies use to measure and gains all of the money that they're going to make. Everything comes out of their general account. So you got the general account and you got annual renewable term. And what the index universal life says is that we're going to take money from the insurance general account and we're going to buy options. We're going to buy options in the stock market, and we're going to track it onto an index. And that index can be the S&P 500 index. It could be the Russell 2000 index. It could be a plethora of indexes. They have like hundreds of indexes that they come up with every year. Now, here's the problem with Index Universal Life. Index Universal Life also comes with fees. So you have a three-tier thing that you're dealing with. You're dealing with fees. You're dealing with option costs, because the option costs they get expensive right now because everybody's doing options. You got so many insurance companies that are in the option business, and as competition in options purchasing goes up, it drives up the price of the cost for you to buy the option. Now so now you got the rising cost of the term going up. You got option costs that's going up. You have management fees that's in that policy, and you got fund manager fees that you have to pay. So those are very costly kind of program. And what you're banking on is that the option index that the insurance company uses from their general fund is going to rise high enough to offset all of those rising costs. And one of the things you just did was you just transferred all the risk away from the insurance company onto yourself. So that's a win-lose strategy, because the insurance companies know statistically that as you age, now those policies look good. They show you those illustrations. It look real good when you're in your 30s and your 40s. But once you get into your 50s and you get into your 60s and you get into your 70s, and God forbid you live into your 80s, and you have to pay the cost of insurance for as a 70 and an 80-year-old, we have seen so many cases where when a person aged, they lost all of the cash value and the gains from the policy because they had to pay for the rising cost of the term insurance. You can never pay those policies off. Whereas with a whole life plan, you can pay that plan off in 10 years. You can pay it off in 15 years. You can pay it off in 20 years. You can pay it off age 65. You can pay it off in 1 year. You got so many more options and flexibility with a whole life plan than you have with an index universal life. The way that those policies are built with annual renewable term in a side account, those things don't statistically, mathematically, actuarially last. It is a win win, lose for the client. The insurance company wins, the agent wins, but the client loses.
Mm. Yeah, I love how you broke that down. Because like I said, I still was confused on number one what it was, and because there's a lot of people that say it's good, and we talked to Corey, and y'all had that conversation. Y'all had a little insurance versus on the low. He like I like IUL. I was like, yeah, like what I mean. So I was just curious.
I've been studying these IUL since they come out, because the person, like, especially with becoming your own banker, the person who founded that whole concept, his name was Nelson Nash. And Nelson Nash was adamant. I mean, I was in a meeting when he was adamant, where he was like, do not use universal life with my strategy. So at the time, it was universal life. And then they came out with the index universal life. And only thing that is to make it really, really simple for you guys is what people promote and push with buy term and invest the difference. That was the insurance company's answer to buy term, invest the difference, which was universal life.
Okay.
Those strategies don't work.
All right. Let's reset the room like we on Clubhouse. If you just joined in, I'm talking to Jeff, the Wealth Builder. We having a money conversation. This is strictly from my entrepreneurs, my 6- and 7-figure earners, because we as entrepreneurs, listen, we know how to make money, we know how to get customers, we know how to get revenue, but at the same time, like, it doesn't stop there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, when we get our money, like, what are we going to do with it? Are we putting it into these insurance policies? Are we putting it into cash value policies? Are we putting it into real estate? Are we putting it into the stock market? Like, I definitely strongly suggest we put it into assets that's going to generate us wealth. Even before I was a funnel doctor, I have a financial background. So I worked in finance for many years. I have my securities licenses. I worked around stocks and bonds and mutual funds, IRAs, all type of investment accounts. So I definitely have a vast knowledge in that. So I know when I make money, I don't want to just keep the money. We don't want to just keep it in the bank. We want to put it into different wealth strategies. I'm in the process right now of acquiring my first property. Definitely going to be start doing more investments, and I've been doing stuff in the stock market and stuff like that. So that's why the importance of having this money conversation, it's not just about making money. It's like, okay, how do we make it? How do we multiply it? How do we create generational wealth? So that's the importance of this conversation. And I know you're talking about, also when we were talking earlier, a conversation that you had with someone. I think you were at a conference last week or something like that. And you can share what you can share about it. Number one, like, what type of conference were you at?
So
Jeff,
I was at a conference.
he rubbing shoulders with some different type of people.
Yes.
Like, nah, we ain't talking about like, oh, I got a 7-figure, 8-figure business. Like, we ain't talking about that type of stuff. But this stuff is great. I'm still trying to get there. But he's talking about people that's on a whole massive other level. So can you talk about the conference you were at and like the conversation you had with someone?
So I was at a conference where they selected some top performers out of each region in the company, and they brought, like, it was about 50 or so financial advisors together, and we was just having, we call it a symposium. It was a think tank.
Not blame.
We talk strategies. We talk, some high level things. Find out what the rich folks are doing, and what tax things are coming down the pike that we should prepare our clients for, the economic environment that we're in right now, what kind of strategies that you could utilize to position your clients so they don't lose the money that they just made from 2000, because everybody made money since 2000 and 2020. Everybody made money during the pandemic. So now it's like, how do you keep that money that you made, protect it, and grow with it? So a lot of us was there discussing strategies on just how to do that. And it was amazing to me, because, I got little things going on, I think I'm doing a little something, and it's amazing that now not really, it's really important. Like, when they tell you to get into the room, like, those room conversations are like really so instrumental in helping you in your professional growth and development, because one conversation that you can have at these meetings can really turn your business around in a great way. And I happen to be talking to two elderly gentlemen. One was from Boise, Idaho, and the other one was from Fargo, North Dakota. And here you have me, and I'm looking in this room. You got Fargo, North Dakota, Boise, Idaho, and then you got Philly. You know what I mean? It was like, the conversation was like, it was different. You know what I mean? So they were at the bar, And one of the things I love with successful people, when you get them around the bar and they relax and comfortable, they tell you the whole game.
Hell yeah, they do.
So one of the things the first old head told me was like, we were talking about life insurance, and we were talking about, different strategies. And he was talking about, a play that he gave to one of his entrepreneur clients. And I was like, oh, that was different. I never thought about it like that. And I was like, tell me more about it, because I wanted to grasp what he was saying in my language so I can utilize it in my own voice. And he was telling me, some different things. And one thing led to another. And he started talking about how he had 27 different life insurance contracts that he was putting $600,000 a year into. And I was like, huh? I was like, what? I was like, whoa. You know, when somebody say something to you, you be like,
oh, pause. Yeah.
Like, did he say what I thought he said? So I said, did you just say what I asked him? I said, did you just say what I think you just said? He's like, well, what did you think I said? I said, you got 27 contracts that you doing $600,000 a year into? And he looked at me like I was crazy. You know what I mean? He was
right, like,
well, yeah, that's what we do over here. And I my little thing I'm doing, I was like, I came home and I told my wife, I said, babe, I ain't doing nothing with my life. You know what I mean? I'm like, my little 30 grand a year ain't doing nothing in my life. You know what I mean? I'm like, I gotta get my weight up.
Right.
So, that's what I'm on a quest to do now. And I'm trying to, I said in the next, this is 2022, by 2025, my goal and my aim is to be 6 figures in my life insurance contract. That's what my goal is right now. I came home and I was like, I'm going to map this out so I could get 6 figures, because I don't want to go back to that meeting again and they look at me like, did you get your weight up?
At least 6 figures, yeah, at least. You know what I mean? And we ain't just talking about you making 6 figures. We're talking about putting 6 figures in your policy. You know what I mean?
And that's one for me and one for my wife. So you know what I mean? So that's the kind of and you know what? It dawned on me when I was coming home on the plane. I was like replaying that. I was replaying that whole conversation.
That messed you up. I ain't gonna lie. I know that messed you up.
It messed me up. I was like, damn. And he was like in his 70s, and he's doing $600,000 a year in his. I mean, I don't know how old he was, but I'm just saying. I'm just guessing.
If you calling him an old head, then you know what I mean. Like,
but then I was thinking on the plane when I was replaying that conversation back. I was like, yo, that's what the banks store all their money in life insurance too.
I ain't know that.
Yo, tell your folks, everybody in here, if they go and look under bank-owned life insurance, and you see how much money that banks put and funnel in life insurance each year, it will blow your mind. All the people, all the rich folks are pimping this out. The banks and the corporations are pimping this out. Black folks need to start pimping this out as well.
I love that, because that is, I mean, I didn't know that to that extent, but I know the banks don't keep the money in the bank. You know what I mean? So it's like when people are like, oh, I got all this money in the bank and I got savings and everything like that. Number one, you getting no interest. And then you be thinking like, I'm putting my money in the bank. The bank doesn't even keep your money in the bank. So why are you going to like, you should have savings in general. You can talk about like budgeting and emergency savings, like you need that, but you don't want to over leverage in savings and put it into the bank when you ain't getting no interest. And there's so many other financial instruments you can put into, and you ain't gonna get to wealth by just saving and putting money in the bank. You're not gonna get to it. It's gonna be very, very hard.
Well, if you listen to Dave Ramsey, you would. You can save your way to wealth. Really.
Yeah, right. I mean, listen.
But so that's the important thing is it's like one of the things that I want to start teaching about a lot is this term called arbitrage. And arbitrage is where you're leveraging an asset in the form of borrowing to have money to fund what you know about. One of the problems that I see out here in these streets when it comes to people who look like you and me, man, they just be invested in anything. They be like, oh, man, I'm on crypto this week. Oh, I'm
on NFTs.
I'm flipping properties tomorrow. You know?
Right.
I'm starting a boutique the next day, and then I'm gonna go sell some hair, and we the ultimate hustlers, so we know how to make money. But when it comes to strategically knowing how to keep the money, we invest in things that we don't know about. Yeah. So one of the things that education is so important is that you can make more of a power play and more of a money play by investing in what you know first and foremost, to build a pot of reserve that you can have some speculative investments. You can invest in some businesses that you don't know about. But your primary thing is you should be doing when you're making your money is investing in things that you know about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. If y'all getting by this conversation, do me a favor, drop something down in the chat, drop an emoji, drop a gem, drop a fire. We're going to be going to Q&A very, very soon. And Jeff, I want you to talk about, something special you have coming up. I think it's tomorrow, actually. Talk about that. We can drop the link, and I'll pin it. I'll unpin that. So talk about what
tomorrow I am doing a masterclass, and I'm going to be talking about life insurance secrets that millionaires use to build wealth. And it is some of the things, and it's some of the things that I've learned over the years. I've been doing this for 25 years, so I'm not a new jack. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to take a lot of what I've learned over that process and package it in a deliverable that people are going to be able to hopefully get some financial clarity on how they can get a blueprint on how they can build their wealth. So that's what the whole thing is with this masterclass. It's a masterclass. It's my first one that I'm doing. I'm so excited about it. I'm charged up. I ain't been able to sleep in 3 days. I've been waiting for Thursday to come at 8 o'clock to come for so long because I'm just ready to get to it. I'm ready to get to it. I'll be passionate about this stuff because I know it is something that can change the financial trajectory of a lot of us, because many of us we're the first in our families to come across some money. A lot of us are the first ones in our family to make 6 and 7 figures. A lot of us in our families have some disposable income that we can utilize to really put together a strategy to build wealth. So what my aim is to do is to make sure you have the right information and get some good information out here to counter a lot of some of this bad stuff that's out here to really help people to grow. So the masterclass where you can go and register is masterclasswithjeff.com, that you can go and sign up to be a part of what we're building here that starts tomorrow. And I'm just gonna come and be me and be transparent and do what I like to do, and that's to teach a little and preach a little. So that's what
yeah, so do me a favor, y'all, click that link. I don't know if it's clickable. You might have to just go on and click it, or it's probably in Jeff's probably in your bio as well. But you want to go to masterclasswithjeff.com.
And after you register, come back in and comment and say done.
Right. I love the call to actions. So register, come back and comment and say done. Make sure you show up tomorrow, 8 p.m. EST. Jeff will be dropping all the secrets, all the nuggets. And I love just having this conversation because, like you said, I don't see, number one, a lot of people in our community having this conversation, and I don't see a lot of people that look like us that have the expertise to have the conversation, besides like the Dave Ramseys or the Susie Ormans or Robert Kiyosaki's and that type of stuff.
Yo, don't talk about them people, man, because they be cracking me up. They be bashing life insurance, and one of them has ownership in a life insurance company, and the other one has a ton of life insurance. So
Right.
like Dave Ramsey got ownership in a life insurance company, and Susie Orman got a big old life insurance policy. So how can you be so against life insurance and you pimping it yourself? I don't understand people.
Right. I mean, you already know. You know the answer why. You know what I'm saying? You really know the answer why. So does anybody have any questions? Anything you want to ask Jeff? He dropped a lot of gems and a lot of stuff today. You know what I mean? Make sure you're just taking heed. Make sure you are, investing in your future, putting everything away for your family and your kids. And we're really trying to, generate generational wealth, because 9 times out of 10, we didn't learn this information growing up. Our families might have worked hard, but we didn't, have the knowledge to put it into certain financial instruments that could have literally put us way ahead than most of us are today. So if anybody had any questions, drop it down. Or Jeff, you got any other last words for the people?
Your people on this live, they got some real interesting names. Like Shop Cutie Land. Hello, Shop Cutie Land. And
I know
Mrs. That's a nice little name.
Yeah.
Official.com 9199. Those are some cool names. Be the marketer. Those are some cool names. I like really cool names. You know what I mean? Because they motivate and inspire me and get a little smile on my face. So that's what's up. If anybody got any questions, anything related to money, I mean, drop it down and let's get it going. And also tomorrow, I'm having a masterclass with Jeff.com. You can sign up and come learn what the secrets of the millionaires and how they are storing their wealth, protecting their wealth, keeping their wealth, passing their wealth, and enjoying their wealth. So if it's good for the goose, it has to be good for the gander. So we need to learn. www.masterclasswithjeff.com. And if you ain't there, you're going to miss out. If you miss a day, you miss a lot.
Right. You're going to miss a lifetime.
You're going to miss.
I am just.
It's going to be a lost opportunity cost if you miss that meeting.
Yeah, the opportunity cost was a lot. I am just Amber says thank you for the information. If anybody has any last questions, feel free to drop it down. But Jeff, any last final words for the people?
If you want something that you never had, you got to start doing some things that you've never done. And it's so important that we get a hold of our money. I was reading a statistic, and the statistic just keeps coming back to me and come back to me and come back to me. And it said that, last year in the economy, $1.6 trillion went through Black people's hands. And out of that $1.6 trillion, we saved less than 5% of $1.6 trillion. And we wonder why we are in the economic state that we're in right now. We're wondering why our school systems need to be improved. We're wondering why, we got to do something about the incarceration rate. We wonder why, the Black unemployment rate is so high. I mean, we made $1.6 trillion. So we know how to make the money. Now we got to start learning how to keep the money, how to protect the money, preserve the money, and how to enjoy the money so that we can have a come up financially. Because one thing America knows is America pays attention to where the money flows.
Definitely.
Since our money is not flowing within us, we don't get paid no attention. So we got to start to change the mindset that we have, and we got to start to change the trajectory of how we're going to utilize our dollars to enhance our situations, because we are going to be the ones that's going to reduce the employment rate, because we hire each other first. We're going to be the ones that's going to help the school systems because our kids are in those systems. We're going to be the ones that get the control over our money so we can start to be more impactful and start to be able to control our own narrative. And our narrative right now is not being controlled because we are not in control of our money.
Okay. Using a trust, is it good or no with insurance?
Oh, we had this conversation all the time. So here's my thing about trust. Okay. And it might not be popular because everybody and their mama is slinging trust right now. It's like trust is like crack from the 80s right now. Everybody and their mama talking about you need a trust and you got to have a trust and you got to put trust for life insurance and you got to do this and that. My position on trust is, first of all, every Black person, in my opinion, should have a will, a living will, and a power of attorney first and foremost. And the statistics say that 95% of Black and brown folks don't have a will, a living will, and a power of attorney. So we should start there first. So those are the three most important estate planning documents we should have first. Now, my opinion is you should only have a trust if you have some assets. You got to have some money to put in the trust.
Yeah.
So if you don't have at least a $500,000 or trajecting in that direction, if you're not heading towards $1 million in 2 or 3 years, there's no purpose in you having a trust right now. And when you line it up with insurance, insurance acts as its own trust. So you don't need a trust to protect assets in the insurance contract because an insurance contract is its own trust. Okay? So when I see people doing that, the things that I think about is, man, who's going to pay all of those fees to administer the trust when you ain't got no money? You working at McDonald's talking about, oh, I got me a trust.
Oh, you funny.
My trust game tight.
Yeah, you funny.
And I'm saying, but that's what you hear on the web, and you see it on social media, and you see it all over the place, is get life insurance and get a trust. I mean, most people don't even have life insurance.
Yeah.
Most people don't have a will, a living will, a power of attorney. And everybody's talking, oh, I'm going out and buy me a trust. I'm going to go set up a trust. I just think about my mom, you know, and the way that she looked at me in disappointment when she found out that what she thought she had was not what she had. And I don't want people to run out and do these things that is not going to benefit them right now. So it's levels to this. Once you start to build some money and you start to get some assets under management, and you got some, you know, you got 500,000, 250,000, and you projecting upward, you got a business that if you sold tomorrow, you could get $500,000, $750,000, $1 million or more. Then you say, okay, I need to look at a trust, you know, to protect some things in case some things go left, because the trust wants to avoid, you know, the whole thing about trust is avoiding probate. Probate is only a matter if you got some assets to probate. That's just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that for right now, everybody on this live right now, bare minimum, before they even start talking about a trust, even if it's in their conversation, which is good, they should go out and have a will, a living will, and a power of attorney first and foremost. Then get your money game up. As they say when I grew up, go get your weight up, and then you start talking about getting a trust.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I love that. He said thanks and respect to you both. So true. Yeah, Jeff. Thank you for that. And I just learned something there as well, because working in finance, I did work with trust and stuff before, and I never still fully understood them. I know the different types of trust and revocable.
Man, that trust is different.
Yeah, it's a lot of nuances to it, and like really legally having it set up as a trust, and then like turn into an investment, and like what type of investment, and like it's like a lot.
When you're talking about the trust that these guys are talking about, those trusts are expensive to set up, and those trusts are expensive to administer. It is not like something that you can set it and forget it. You have to be engaged in that. You need to be meeting with that trust of attorney advisor every quarter to make sure that as your money is flowing, it's being protected by the trust in the right way. And that's the stuff that they don't tell you with the 30-second soundbite. Like those trusts, they're hard to administer and manage. And it's very expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so yeah, man, it's been great information, Jeff. Man,
I got a question for you.
Huh?
I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I got a question for everyone on the live. And it's one of the questions I like to ask all of my prospective clients. Before I ask this question, I want to make sure you go and register for my masterclass tomorrow. That's masterclasswithjeff.com. Okay? So if you want some more of this flavor of what's going to come at you tomorrow, go register. If you don't, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. But a leader is speaking. So if you want to be, on a cutting edge of what's going on, then you go register. If you cool where you are, stay where you are, and then you catch up with me later. But it's all good. What I wanted to say, and the question I wanted to ask you, and I want everyone on this live to if put it in the comment section if you want to answer. But if money wasn't an issue, Mr. Funnel Doctor, what would you really be doing with your life?
Good question. I mean, definitely traveling a lot. And I travel a lot, but it would be a lot more. Like it would literally, I would be like on a plane every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm big on family, just spending time with family and kids and stuff like that. That's probably the main thing. I'll be spending time with my family. I'll be literally going anywhere that I wanted. That's the main things like I can say I'll be doing. Like I'll wake up. Where do I want to go today? I want to go to Dubai today. I want to go to Thailand today. I want to go to Africa today. Like wherever, I would just wake up and just go wherever I wanted. Spend as much time as I want with my family, and then still, like I'm big on just helping people and like making a contribution to the world. So also like doing that as much as I can and whatever that consisted of. You know what I'm saying?
Good, good. I asked that question, right? Because I know a lot of rich people. And that was one of the questions. That was one of the questions I used to set my wife up too. When I was checking her out before when I first sat down with her, I was checking her out. I was like, I got to ask this question because I got to see where she is mentally and where her mindset is before I put this game on her. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's another story. So I asked that question, right? Because I meet a lot of rich people, right? And they have so much money. And they are some of the most miserable people.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to tell the audience out here that money is not going to make you happy, first and foremost. And one of the things I like to share with my clients and do strategies with my clients is to let them know that money is intended to fund the things that you are passionate about. And when you see people who are making the most money, they always doing something that they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I look at Warren Buffett, who just turned 92 years old, right? That man loves investing. He loves he loves about reading and how he can leverage and buy companies very cheap. He loves it. I remember in 2008 when everybody was going crazy, he was out buying companies.
Yeah, right.
My name is some people say that they're gonna travel and make memories. That's what money, another good thing money is for, is for making memories, because those are things that you can never replace, are those memories. Some people say they go to Dubai. It's amazing. You're going back next year. What month are you going back? I am Jessica Amber, because I'm planning a trip in Dubai as well. I'm gonna be over there partying like a rock star. What's that?
When you going?
I'm going in February, bro. Lord willing, if I'm still here, the Lord don't take me here away earlier, I'm gonna be in Dubai party like a rock star. Y'all gonna see my
Join you over there. We might gotta join you over there.
Instagram. My Instagram gonna be on fleek. I'm gonna be like, hey, living like rich people. Hey, doing things that rich people do. Hey, learning all of their secrets. Having fun. Building my business and owning more properties while positioning my family for generational wealth. Yo, my name is Dewan. That is great, man. And I want to encourage you to do something every day that's going to move you closer to doing what you're passionate about, which is building more businesses and owning more properties. And if you stay on course with that, you will not lose. So she's going in Dubai in the first week of June. That's going to be great. So you can see my pictures in February. And then if you DM me, I'll tell you all the places to go and all the things to do. And I need to tell you that. I need to be in your DM because you said you went to Dubai already. So I need to holler at you first. Yes. You're looking for properties over there. That's good.
Yeah, that's
investment properties to look at. Man, if I could just, I know we've been on for over an hour right now, but I want to tell people right now, get prepared for what's coming down the pike.
Which is what?
Yo, it's some nasty stuff coming down the pike that nobody is really talking about, especially in our community. Everybody's talking about generational wealth and how we're going to build generational wealth. But the big setup is happening right now. And I know the stock market was up over 400 points today, but what the Federal Reserve Bank, aka Chairman Powell, just did 2 weeks ago, he basically said that I am turning the spigot off of all of this free money. So you got to realize, since COVID in 2020, the United States government has printed over $10 trillion. We have a credit card right now with $31 trillion on it, moving to 32 trillion, and nobody in our community is talking about it. Nobody's talking about what happened in 2008. And I'm going to start talking about it because people need to get prepared, because I got killed in 2008.
Talked about that before.
That's going to be another live and another conversation.
Yeah.
Because we could go on and on and on about that, and I want people to. I don't want them. I want them to be well positioned. But what's coming down the pike right now? So one of the things that is so important is that what I see our people, we do not have a safety net. So when bad things happen in the economy, and the economy is set up that something bad is going to happen every 7 to 10 years. Okay, so when that happens, we don't have a safety net to recover, let alone to take advantage of the opportunities that are going to be there. For example, we talked about Warren Buffett earlier. In 2008, he bought 5 companies. He bought Heinz. He got them pennies on the dollar. He bought Berkshire Hathaway. It was Caldwell Banker now. It turned into Berkshire Hathaway. He bought that. He bought the little Geico insurance company. You know, he bought that. He had so much liquidity that he was able to use his liquidity as leverage to go buy companies for pennies on the dollars. And most of the times, us black folks, we were struggling because we took a financial hit, and we were like, we was robbing Peter to pay Paul, and we went to go rob Peter, and we couldn't find him, and Paul had the whole crew looking for you, like, where my money? You understand? So it's like we in our community, I call it, we gotta stop the stop and go financing. Like, we make money, and then we're not positioned, then we lose that money, and then we gotta start all over. We make some money, then your cousin get locked up, and then they like, yo man, I need some bail money. So now you got to go bail them out. We make some money, and then your favorite aunt who made the best macaroni and cheese pass away, and now you got to use that money so you don't have to do GoFundMe. So we have all of these things because things happen in our lives that we're not prepared for, and it sets us back financially. So now we got to start to change the mindset that we have and how we view our money and how we position our money. So when bad things happen in the economy, we can take advantage of it. Masterclasswithjeff.com. Y'all need to be on this masterclass tomorrow because it's going to be a livid conversation. 8 o'clock tomorrow. Masterclasswithjeff.com. Go register because I think it's going to be something that's going to be beneficial for you.
Yep. So make sure you go to masterclasswithjeff.com. Jeff already dropped tons of nuggets today. So he's going to drop even more tomorrow. If y'all got value out of this conversation, please go up the chat, type something down right now, please. If you're not following Jeff already, go to the top of the live. It's a drop down where our names are. You can click the drop down. You can follow Jeff. You don't have to get off the live. You can follow Jeff. And if you're not following me already, click the drop down at the top and follow me as well. So the one says, is it true that Dubai gives you money to buy property in front of your wedding? And then Jessica Amber said, only if you are native to the land, they will pay for your house to build, wedding, etc. And she gave you a follow. All right, Jeff, man, thank you so much for this conversation. I really enjoyed it. I always learn a lot of stuff. I guess I missed it. I'll check it out. Check out the site. Yeah.
Any last questions before we jump off? I'll be sure to happy to answer them.
Yeah, if you got any last questions, type it now, or you can use the Q&A box. If you watch us on the replay, type replay. Let us know that you watched it. You can ask any question. You can just add me or Jeff. We'll make sure you get an answer. If you have not already registered for masterclasswithjeff.com, register now. It is a totally free training. It's on tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Masterclasswithjeff.com. Masterclasswithjeff.com. That's all I got, Jeff. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
One last thing, save your money because your money will always save you.
I like that. I like that. All right, man. We definitely gonna do this again. It's the second time that we had this conversation with Jeff. Most people we only do it one time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be special to get on here twice.
I'll come back many times if you ask me to.
Yeah, you already know. We definitely gonna do it again.
All right.
I really appreciate you, man. Everyone have a great night.